I'm joined now by Mr. Ali Moshiri. He's the president for Chevron for Africa and Latin America. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we've had some discussion here at this International Energy Forum about the IOCs and the NOCs and the way they can really work closer together and the fact that they actually have to work closer together.
Right. Well, I think this type of meetings are essential. It establishes a dialogue between NOC and IOCs. I think it brings up a very informal dialogue, talking about the areas that they can work together, collaborate. But at the same time, it's not just what we talk about, it's what we talk about outside the meeting. During this meeting, I ran into many friends from NOC and IOC. We talk about common issues and talk about how we're going to handle some of these challenges we got. Despite of the perception that is out there, I think the relationship between NOC and IOC has been going through evolution and is moving in the right direction, and we got to be patient. And I think as we permit enough time, I think we're going to get into the mutually same level of understanding about this relationship.
Now, the International Energy Forum coordinating all of this meeting here today too, an organization that has really matured in the last 19-20 years too. Again, their role is so vital in terms of bringing all this together.
Absolutely, they are the facilitators. They are the one that bring the group together. The groups sit down and talk about one or two topics. What I loved about the agenda of this meeting was we didn't try to address every issue. We just focused on one or two that everybody believed they are significant in today's environment. And I think it's very important that we always have a facilitation going on, therefore we focus on the key issues.
Now, the International Energy Agency, the International Energy Forum, and OPEC have really come together, these organizations, producers and consumers. And the strength of these three organizations, the harmony that is now together, this is hugely significant going forward, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, you see the size of this meeting, it's almost impossible to even picture that how many representatives we have in this meeting. We got people from the producing nations everywhere, small all the way to the largest one like Saudi Arabia, and we do have consumers from the smaller country all the way to the biggest ones such as United States. And I think the dialogue is common understanding. The consumer understands what are the issues regarding the suppliers, and suppliers understand what are the needs of the consuming nation. But at the same time, they are working on the common objective, energy equation. Everybody working to how to put this energy equation together that is more efficient and effective for everybody, supplier as well as consumers.
Now, of course, Chevron been one of the major IOCs too, and your territory in this region, huge growth territory here too. We're seeing tremendous oil reserves coming out here and a big energy consumption as well. So the producer-consumer has really almost become the same person in many ways.
Well, actually, if you look at the North America and South America, they have two different needs. North America always going to be importer of energy, and South America is always going to be the exporter. The challenge of this continent is how do you balance that? You know, a lot of focus is where do we get the energy for a big consuming nation like United States? Well, Latin America can provide that portion of it, Middle East, as well as Africa. But I think the relationship between half of the continent, North and South, it's really interesting that how we can be able to create an energy balance that exportation of the energy from the South to the North would be done very smoothly.
Now, of course, transparency and data is something that everybody needs, and particularly the oil companies and the international companies too. The Joint Oil Data Initiative, the JODI that has been put in place here, this is now here to help everybody really to get better clarity from all of the countries in the world. How important, again, is having that clarity, having that transparency with the JODI?
Well, it is very important. I think having information, good information, comprehensive information, you make a better decision. There is no doubt about that. The biggest challenge that some of us have, international oil company, is how do we go about releasing the information? Because we got to recognize that we are, as an operator, for example, we have the data, but we're releasing that information. we need consensus from other companies to release the information. And that is slow down the process. But I think we all got to put the effort to give information that we can provide as soon as possible, but also got to understand the constraint that we have. And we got to make sure we are within the law of the country that we operate, and also within the law of the company or policy of the company, and where the country or the company is located in that country.
Now, of course, Chevron's a major player in many of the OPEC countries, and of course OPEC is now celebrating 50 years anniversary. I mean, yes. It's really an organization that's more relevant than ever today, would you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. OPEC is the organization that it brings recognition for the oil industry. We all recognize the decision that OPEC makes has a tremendous impact on the supply. Therefore, a lot of attention is being given to it. When you look at this organization, 50 years of challenges they have had, ups and downs, and managed to stay on course and be together, I think is admirable. We hope for another 50 years of success for OPEC.